Okay, so let's learn now. And thank you for reminding me to take attendance. Okay, students, please start. Please focus. I know today is the afternoon is a little bit tired, but try to learn. Okay, before I start the new lesson, students, I'm going to review for you how the way we divide in elementary, right? Let's review a simple one. I don't know. Let's say you have 2/3. Let's make a number fraction bigger. Let's say you have a fraction like 16 over 30, something like that. No. Right? And then you are divided by a fraction, let's say 3/4. Right? So in elementary, how we divide this fraction? We're gonna keep the first one, right? Keep the first one, multiply with the second one. So instead of divide, we have to change the divide become a multiplication. However, multiply with the reciprocal of the second one, right? So we will multiply, but we also twist the number 4/3 instead of 3/4. We time with 4/3. Everybody agree? Now, whatever we do, we always do the same, like in algebra in high school, right? So the way we do exactly the same in algebra, we keep the first fraction, we multiply with the second upside down. So now divide become multiply. And then we go back to the lesson previous we learned how to multiply. Is that easy? It's just an extra step we have to do this, right? So instead of divide, we twist it, become multiply, and we twist the second fraction. Make sure we don't twist the first one, right? We keep the first one, we time with the second one, flip it, right? Upside down, right? Flip it. Now after this, you can cancel, you can simplify, right? Just like normal. So if you cancel, you can say, I'm going to divide 30 by 2. I'm going to divide 4 by 2. So this will become 16/15 times with 2/3. So now, is there anything we can cancel? Anything else we can cancel? It looks like that's it. We cannot cancel, right? Any further. Because if we cancel, we get decimal. So now the last step, we just tie them together. 16 times 2, 22, over 15 times 3, 45. So now we tie the top and we tie the bottom together. So that is we done in elementary. Now let's go to the high school level. The high school level, we go to 2a. I'm going to do the easy one first, right? So 2a, we have 3/x divided by.
Attention please, Silas Wheelie, please come to the office. Silas Wheelie, please come to the office. Thank you.
Divide by minus 6/x. Okay, we're going to do exactly the way we do in elementary. We keep the first one, 3/x, time with the second fraction upside down. Make sure you take care of the negative side as well, right? Negative x on the top now and 6 at the bottom. Any question for that, student? You okay with that? Okay, now I'm going to restrict, okay, because we have an x. So I'm going to say x has to be different from 0. So now we look at the multiplication. Now, for this, we can cancel, right? We have x on the top, We have x and the bottom, they are exactly the same number, so cancel, cancel. Six, we also can cancel with the 3, right? We read 6 cancel with the 3, this becomes 1. 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2. So rewrite this answer. We have minus, keep in mind that you still have minus here, right? And the top here, 3 become 1. And down here, you have 2. And that is the final answer we got. Any question for that, student? You all okay with that? Jace, you understand?
Yep.
Good. Joshua, you understand? Good. Okay, so this is a simple question, but I'm going to go to the next one, which is more complex. So now, for the next one, we're going to do 2b. We have 3 over x plus 2 divided by 9 over 5x plus 10. So what is the first step we should do, student? What do you think? Flip. Very good. Now, if I flip, do I flip the first one or do I flip the second one? Second one. Also, what else we have to do? I have to change the operation, right? I cannot just go ahead and flip it, right? Make sure when I flip, the divide has to become multiply, right? So now I'm going to copy the first one. And we'll change this side become time. And I'm going to flip the second one. 2 actions do at the same time, right? Over now. So now, the easy way, I'm going to practice this so that I'm easy to look at it, right? So what is the second step I will do? Who knows? Yes. Sorry. Who knows what is second step?
Factor 5x plus 10 is the factor that you can simplify.
That's right. We have to factor, right? The next step. So we're going to factor, thank you, sir. So we're going to have 3x plus 2. I'm going to copy exactly down. Now the second one, I'm going to factor. Now, what is the common factor? I can pull it out. Could you please tell me what the common factor will be?
For what?
Right, I factor out, I pull it out, right? 5, very good. 5. So I open the bracket. What do I put inside? Dave?
X.
Very good, thank you. And what the sign should be? Don't forget the sign, right? The sign here is positive. I have to copy the positive sign between the number, right? Because if I don't have the sign, will become multiplied, right? But this is the end. And a lot of students, when I mark paper, I notice that's why they mark, okay? So this will become plus 9. And what should number I put in here? What number? 2. Very good. Down here is 9. Okay, now what I can cancel, student. But before I cancel, let me write the restriction. X plus 2, sorry. X plus 2 cannot be 0, move it over. X cannot be minus 2. Right? Okay. Now I can cancel. Which one should I cancel? X plus 2, because that's the only 2 numbers the same. Cancel, cancel. What about other numbers? Can I cancel more? Very good. Why not? 9 will divide by 3, right? So the 3 will go on and become 1. And the 9 divided by 3 becomes 3. So now, what is the answer will be? 5 on the top, over 3 at the bottom. And I'm done. Any question so far? You okay? You good? Yeah. Okay, so now let me go to a more difficult question. Okay, now I let you suggest for me. Which question you like me to do?
You, Jay.
Do J?
Yeah.
Yeah. And G.
And L.
Okay, then since that you let me do everything.
Who knows?
This is just a lesson, sir.
This, you know what, this is good stuff, because you guys are gonna use this in grade, like, fifth and grade 11.
Yeah.
You're gonna use this in grade 12, and then when you go to post-secondary, you can use all this stuff again. This isn't going away, like, you may as well learn it now.
If you go.
If you go into town, or science, but even some others, you have to. So excited science now.
Okay, which one first, student? Which one? Do
L.
Do L? Do L. Okay, do L. Is that the last one at the bottom?
Yep.
All right.
I don't understand what that is. The 3.
I know, look weird, right? X squared plus X. And then over again, 6 over 5x plus 5. Now, what does that tell us, student? Instead of putting divide, they just put one fraction on the top, one fraction at the bottom. So basically, you can drag around like that and understand this is the first fraction divided by the second fraction.
Can you rewind?
Yeah, of course, when we do it, we have to rewrite it, right? So now we will say this is the same than -3 on top over x squared plus x times with, and I'm gonna put the tie anymore, I'm gonna put the dot here, right? So we don't confuse. Time with the second fraction upside down, right? So I'm gonna put 5x plus 5 on top. I twist this, can you see that? Right? Over 6. I twist the second fraction. So now back in normal. Now, what do I say? Restriction. Now, look at this fraction, student. We have x squared. Regardless, x is any number. It could be negative or positive, right? When you square it, it has to be positive. And the x here is say plus x. You know what I should do at this point? Maybe I should factor it out before I restrict. Okay, so we have to factor them anyway. So we're gonna say factor. Okay, so this will become -3 over. Gonna factor out, right? What number I should put in here, student? X, 1x, x to the power 1, right? Plus, what number? 1, very good. Time with, what common factor here I can pull it out? 5, very good. And x will go in here, right? No doubt. Plus, what number? 1. And sit down. So now, I'm going to restrict it, right? I'm going to say x cannot be 0 and x plus 1 cannot be 0. Move it over. X cannot be -1. Right? Everybody know how to restrict.
I think when you factor, you're always making things simpler. Is that true?
What
Like, I think that's why you factor, right? Because it actually simplifies what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Makes it way easier to cancel things out.
Okay, so now after I make sure the denominator is now 0, then I will look for cancel it, right? So, okay, so how do we cancel, student? Thank you.
I'll just swirl it. It's not in trouble.
You can cancel that.
So I'm gonna cancel. Which number should I cancel, student?
The X plus one.
Very good. Plus one. And what else? What else can I cancel?
You can divide three.
Right, 6 divided by 3 equals
And you
2.
can divide by negative.
And that will become 1. Now I don't have to divide by negative. Right? The negative on top still negative. It just becomes minus 1. Okay, what else can I cancel, student? What else I can cancel? I'd say this will become minus 5 on top, right? Minus 1 have 5 minus 5. At the bottom, I have 2x. I put together. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Makes sense, right? And that's the final answer.
This makes more sense than other stuff.
Because pay attention, maybe. Focus. When you focus, you will understand it.
Yeah, and we also did this last week.
Okay, you agree with me with the question, with the answer, student?
Yeah.
Harper, do you have any questions about this?
Already finished.
Oh, wow, good for you.
I do need help on H and J.
Okay, let's do
You
that.
can just do H. If you do H, then I know how to do J.
Okay, I should do H, right? You want me to do H?
Yeah.
So, do H. And we have minus x plus 2 over 2y divide by x minus 2 over minus 3y. So, the same information, we're going to keep the first fraction. And I'm going to change this become 2 minus x. Can I rewrite like that, student? Why not, right? Time with, I'm going to put in the dot. Time with upside down. Minus 3y, second fraction upside down. X minus 2. At this point, I'm going to restrict, I'm going to say x minus 2 cannot be 0. Going over, x cannot be 2. Yes. We're going to think about that. Yeah, we're going to say, now this is 2 minus x, this is x minus 2, the other way around. If I multiply the top and the bottom, can I change the force? Can I cancel? If I multiply minus 1 on top, right? I don't know. You can try it. And we'll do time with this guy minus 1 and bottom. You will change the cost. If I do this, I will have minus x plus 2. Yeah, I can do it. So I just leave the minus 1 out here. I'm not touching it. We just put in the bracket for now, this guy, over 2y. And this guy, minus 3y on top. Now here, I'm going to distribute this 2 here and 2 here. So I will have minus x plus 2. When I distribute this in here. Everybody agree with me? Any questions so far?
Do I have to do it to the top also then?
No, because your purpose is you want to change in the way that you can cancel. If you distribute the top, you cannot cancel, right? So might as well just leave outside for now, right? But the rule is when we multiply the top with minus 1, we have to multiply the bottom with minus 1. That's the rule. Yes.
How did 2 minus x become 2x minus x?
I just change, first I just twist them around. Is still minus x, I'm not changing
In
it.
the one below that, there's an extra x.
Below, I multiply the minus one into, I distribute this minus one into this bracket.
Yeah, the equation below on the left, you add an x into the two x, 2 minus x over.
What's over? Just say that.
Minus one times x equal minus x.
Can I come show you?
Yeah.
There's an extra x right here.
Oh, sorry, yeah, okay. My bad, sorry, yeah. Okay, so this one up to here is okay, right? Everybody, right? So now, minus x plus 2, the same minus x plus 2. Can you see that? So this now turn out to be the same now because you distribute this in here. But make sure you leave this alone, right? So now let's cancel this and cancel that. So now the top will become minus 1 over 2y times with the second fraction will be minus 3y over 1. Agree? Right? So now what else we can do? We can cancel the y on top here and put in bracket. If you like it, you can put in bracket. Cancel the y with the y down here. And on the top, you have minus 3 times minus 1, which is positive 3. Down here is 2. And that's it. That's the answer. Right, student? Yeah. And the answer P correct, right? Yeah. Should be, yeah. Any more question about this? So now we all know how we're going to distribute and manipulate, right? The negative on top multiply both negative top and bottom. Sometimes we do this, we only distribute one bracket and leave the other bracket alone. But as long as it's still there, it's not going anywhere, then we okay, right? Because we follow the rule. We say, I multiply bottom by minus 1, I do multiply the top by minus 1. I just not distribute inside the bracket, but the negative is there. Any more question about this? You okay? All right, so now, Carter, you still have another question for me?
No, I finished them all.
You did them all? Wow.
Do we
Make
have
sure you
to-
got that. You got to write carefully, right? Otherwise, with the cancellation thing, it's very easy to get messy, and I could not see your handwriting, right? Make sure you write careful for the stuff student, please. Yes,
Can you do J?
you Jay?
Do we
Okay.
have this in?
Hold on. If I ask you to hand in, I will let you know. So the last homework, I asked you to hand in, and did you hand it in the last homework?
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't hand every homework because I won't have time to mark every homework, right? But whichever I mark, I will let you know, okay? So, if you're done, I will have another homework for you, and at that time, those homework, I will ask you to hand in. But let's do this one now. What else do you want to ask me?
Can you do I?
Okay, sure. So, the 2i. And 2i, we have 3 squared minus 40 over t plus 4. Divided by t over 2t plus 8. Yeah. So now what should I do? Same thing. We're gonna flip, right? So I'm gonna say t squared minus 40 over t plus 4 times with upside down. The second fraction upside down. 2t plus 8 divided by t. I flip it, right? So now I factor. Now I'm gonna factor, right? The top might have something to factor, the bottom, there are no factor. So the top, what does it look like, student? I look at this expression, it seems to me that I have the expression of a squared minus b squared. And that will be equal to a plus b times with a minus b. This is the form of it, right? This is my a, this is my b. You know what? I don't have, I can't put in radical, I don't like it, so I'm not going to, if I use this one, I have to put in the radical, which is I will have, my a is t, my b is plus b, my b is 2 square root t, I can do that, right? That's the way I factor it, if I use this form.
I didn't do that, I got.
I know, but if you do this, there's nothing wrong with that. It's correct. However, you will create the radical, which doesn't look nice. So I'm now going to use this form, okay? So I'm going to cross out it, and I'm going to factor out the t. For the first fraction, I factor out the t, and inside I have another t, and in here I have minus 4, and that's it. So time with, we'll factor out the 2, and inside I have a t and plus 4. And underneath here I have t plus 4
on the bottom,
and 2.
you didn't do the reciprocal of the second part.
I did,
No. Oh,
that, right? Okay, so now what do I do? Cancel, right? Before cancel, let's say t plus 4 different from 0. T has to be different from minus 4. Now I can cancel. I say this exactly like that. We'll cancel out. And this t on the top, we cancel with t at the bottom as well. So I'm left with 2 times with t minus 4 on top,
Yes, ma'am.
and the bottom is just 1. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so this is the answer, student. You can distribute one more time and get out becomes 2t minus a, or you can leave in the bracket like that. Both answer correctly. Okay, you okay with that, student? So I guess you can go it by your, is there any more question you want to ask me? You know how to do T?
Yeah, can you-
Okay. Let's do
Things out
T.
there.
So we're going to do T. Do G. We have a square plus 7a plus 1 over 3a squared divided by 2a squared plus 14a plus 2 divided by 3a. Okay, Jay, you should take notes. If you don't do homework, you should watch and you should take notes.
I'll do.
Okay, so now what do I do with this one? So first, let's twist it first. I'm going to copy a square plus 7a plus 1 fraction is the same thing. The other fraction I turn into multiply, I twist upside down, so that 3a will go on top, and down here we go at the bottom. 2a squared,
You pulled it too low.
14a plus 2. First, make sure you multiply, divide, become multiply, twist the second fraction. That's first step you should do, right? Okay, now we're going to factor, right? Second step, always factor. And if we factor the top, bottom as well.
I love the water.
Yeah. Okay, so, let me see how we're going to factor this guy.
Yeah, also.
Yeah. Now, before I factor, I'm going to copy the first one exactly the same first. Down here, we have 3a squared times with 3a on top. We're going to factor out 2 outside, so I have a squared inside plus 7a plus 1. Right? So make sure you know this, right? You notice that if I pull this out, I get the same like the top. So I don't even have to factor the top because I get exactly the same, right? So what you can do, you can say at this point, and you cancel it. So we cancel this bracket with this bracket because they're exactly the same. I'm going to cancel the 3 with the 3 down here. I'm going to cancel the a on top because the power is smaller, and bottom becomes 2 minus 1, which is what? Right? So now what the top do I have? Nothing on top, it means 1 on top. Okay, students? Down here I have 2 times a. Put them together. 2a. Any question about it? No? Okay, so very easy actually. Okay, so I guess that you can do it on your own now. Okay, so please practice, student.
What do we do for finish?
Just finish 2 pages, finish as much as you can.
I finished.
Finish all of them.
Yeah.
And did you check the answer key?
Yeah.
And everything good?
Yeah.
Congratulations. Then keep it for your lesson to have a test, review for the test, right? I marked this, the other one, so I will not mark this one, but the next one, I will mark it. Next one will be combined, both multiply and divide together, and add and subtract. No, not add and subtract. The next 3.7. So now I'm gonna hand, if you're done with this, I'm gonna give you another paper to practice on this. And this is say exercise 3.7. This is a little bit more complex, and I will mark this one. Okay. So now this one a little bit complex, so I'm gonna pass on to you. Pass it on to me. Pass it on to me. Pass it on to me. This one I will mark it. Okay. Now this one a little bit complex, so you have to make sure you have to know what you're doing. Any question on this one you want to ask me to do one question for you? 1 or 2? Maybe 2?
8 and 9.
Yeah.
8 and 9.
Actually, wait, that was easy. Kidding.
You,
8
yeah, you
and 9.
You know what? I was thinking about this because, hold on to this, because this is about the, not just about divide and multiply, but it's a combination of add and subtract as well.
Oh, yeah.
And we haven't learned add and subtract yet. So leave it for now. Just keep it with you. What? Don't get out of class.
I'm looking at my budget.
Pardon?
I'm just putting it in my budget.
Yeah, but, how many more minutes we have left? 10 more minutes?
15 or 20.
15 minutes? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, show you how to add and subtract before we do this. So keep this with you, okay? Keep this with you for now. Don't do it. Are you tired, student? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm tired.
Do you have any other words to catch up?
Yeah.
Okay, so I leave you for 10 minutes for do any other work to catch up. We don't have to learn new
I
things.
gotta go.
But be here until the bell rings, please. Yes, you can borrow it, in the drawer down here. Yeah, can I grab my phone? Yeah.